first step for nourishment of each other. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Second step to grow together in strength. Third step to preserve wealth and become rich. Ooh, yep, into it. Fourth step to attain happiness and harmony. Fifth step to care for their children and family. Sixth step for long life togetherness. Seventh step, lifelong loyalty, unity, and all goodness forever.
What's really cool about being able to speak for the Bridesmaids is that we all met in college. I feel like we formed really special friendships and have had the most ridiculous things happen, and memories and karaoke parties, and I feel like we're gonna keep doing those things for the rest of our lives, which just makes this so much fun. And then some of us were fortunate enough to know both of you as individuals before you were together. Dhrumil, we've had quite a lot of fun together. At our first job, Dhrumil and I worked together, and we had no idea what we were doing. We were just new college babies out in the world, trying to make money, trying to figure out what we wanted to do, and we just had a ton of fun. And Dhrumil saw Lindsey, and this sounds like such a fake speech, but it really is true. He's like, "Who's that girl?" And I'm like, "She has a boyfriend," you know. He's like, okay, you know, he's like noted. And then one night we all met up at Dhrumil's apartment, and we all went out, and at some course of the night, Dhrumil found out that Lindsey no longer had the boyfriend, and it was game on from there. I think Lindsey came to visit me the next week in Pasadena, and some guy had asked to buy her a drink, and she said, "Oh, I have a boyfriend." And I was like, "You do?" What? The other one? So I just feel like you guys connected so quickly, and seeing you together, it makes a lot of sense. I feel like you guys balance each other out so well. I have seen Lindsey soften on a lot of things. I think you do a beautiful job of reminding her that life should be fun, and I think she does a beautiful job of reminding you about the really important things when it comes to commitment and love. And it's just, I think you guys are so beautiful together, and we love you so much, and Please keep us in your lives because we want to be here. Congratulations, we love you.
I recommend you guys take your photos now. Dhrumil threatened to leave if my speech got a little too revealing. So growing up, Dhrumil was notorious for copying my homework and exams. So today I'm going to return the favor and introduce myself by using one of his lines. Dhrumil and I are what we call in Gujarati chuddy buddies, which translates in English to diaper dudes. We've known each other our entire lives, almost 30 years now. We grew up together, went to school together, traveled all over Europe together, and even participated in an Indian talent show together. What were we thinking?
You want to do the dance? I'll do the dance.
I'm good. So when Dhrumil asked me to give this speech, I thought to myself, how do I summarize 30 years of friendship in 5 minutes, right? It's just not possible to do. Would the audience want to see pre-adolescent photos of Dhrumil? Would they want to hear about his failed Euro 2011 haircut? I don't know. And so, what I decided to do is I think I'll focus on a few characteristics that I think make Dhrumil very unique. But obviously, these characteristics are going to be told through stories that'll make you think, yeah, that sounds like Dhrumil. So I'll start the first characteristic as daring. And, we can talk about the time when he just randomly texted me, I bought a motorcycle. Or shortly thereafter, he texted me, I had a small accident on my motorcycle, but don't tell anybody. I'm okay. Instead, and I'll take you back to our senior year of high school when Dhrumil had knee surgery, was in a brace and on crutches. So I was his chauffeur for this period of time, and one day I was dropping him home after school. We pull up, she's already laughing. We pull up into the driveway and notice the main door is open. This is a little sketchy, right? Because Drushi's in an after-school activity, and Mitesh Uncle, Rajkaki, they're at work, so nobody's at home. Dhrumil, hobbles out of the car, looks down, and he sees an HDMI cable and then an Xbox controller. I'm a little nervous, what's on the ground here? Maybe I suggest, maybe we should call an adult. Dhrumil's like, no, Nakul, we need to catch the robber. One, he's already deduced it's a robbery. Okay, maybe, yeah, it was, right? So we take a few more steps, we get to the main door, we notice the TV is missing. Dhrumil's like, all right, this is my time to shine. He transfers his weight off of his crutches onto his good leg, takes the other crutch, holds it like a baseball bat, and does a clean sweep of the house. In that moment, he transitions from Dhrumil to Sherlock Holmes. I think the moral of the story here is, Dhrumil is very daring, and you'll never find yourself short of adventure in any moment. The second characteristic I have is loyalty. And I think, all of the groomsmen, anyone here, who's kind of been with Dhrumil for a while, can attest to that. And so this story, I wasn't a first-hand experience of, but I heard about it like a minute after it happened. And so for this story, I'll take you back to our junior year at Georgia Tech. And Dhrumil and our buddy Jignesh, they're in a thermodynamics class with this very strict Russian professor. As always, they procrastinate on their homework, and it's the night before. They haven't done anything. They probably haven't even read it yet. So they're calling around to ask some friends, hey, have you done it? Can I borrow it? Borrow. Can I steal your solutions? This time, nobody solved anything, so Dhrumil has a pretty wild idea. Let's purchase the solution manual off of Yahoo Answers and complete the assignment.
Hey, we're getting that A.
So yeah, exactly. That's what happens. They submit the homework and all's good for now. Fast forward a few days, the professor calls Dhrumil and Jignesh into his office. Separately. Yeah, I think it was separately, right? So I think Jignesh goes in, he does his thing, and then Dhrumil gets called in. The professor asks Dhrumil, listen, there were some problems on this set that relate to material we have not yet covered in class. Tell me honestly, did you solve the assignment yourself? So Dhrumil, dead straight, looks back at the professor. I read ahead and I solved the homework. And so the moral here is, in that moment, Dhrumil did not want to rat Jiggy or himself out, right, and had each other's back. And finally, the third characteristic is, you know what, I'll skip the third. That's enough public praising for me. So Lindsey and Dhrumil, you know, I wish you both a lifetime of happiness. Lindsey, I can't wait to hear about all of the epic adventures Dhrumil takes you on. You know, if he's not getting promoted at Sony, right, or you find that career is not going as you kind of hope, there are a lot of guys here who would love to fund his career transition to stand-up comedy, because I think he'd be perfect for it. Thank you.
I ask you now, in the presence of God and all these people, to declare your union with each other through the grace of Jesus Christ, who calls you into union with himself. Have you given yourselves to each other to be husband and wife, to live together in holy marriage? The answer is yes. Okay, the marriage of Dhrumil and Lindsey unites their families and creates a new one, and they ask for your blessing. Do you who represent their families rejoice in their union and pray God's blessings on them? And your answer is, we do. Thank you. Dhrumil, will you take Lindsey to be your wife? Do you commit yourself to her happiness and self-fulfillment as a person? Do you promise to love, honor, and trust her in sickness and in health, in adversity and prosperity, and to be true and loyal to her, so long as you both shall live? If so, you say,
I do.
Lindsey, will you take Dhrumil to be your husband? Do you commit yourself to his happiness and self-fulfillment as a person? Do you promise to love, honor, and trust him in sickness and in health, in adversity and prosperity, and to be true and loyal to him so long as you both shall live?
I do.
Ooh.
She didn't need to be prompted.
Not at all.
Okay, Dhrumil, I'm going to give you her ring. Put on the third finger. Dhrumil, I give you this ring as a sign of my vow.
I give you this ring as a sign of my vow.
with all that I am,
With all that I am,
all that I have,
all that I have,
I honor you in the name of God.
I honor you in the name of God.
Lindsey. I, Lindsey,
I, Lindsey,
will I give you this ring
give you this ring
as a sign of my vow,
as a sign of my vow,
with all that I am
with all that I am
and all that I have.
and all that I have.
I honor you in the name of God.
I honor you in the name of God.
You have declared yourself before God and for this gathering of family and friends. May God confirm your covenant and fill you both with grace. It is my honor and privilege to declare you as husband and wife. You may now greet one another with a kiss. I now introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Desai.
Today we celebrate the beginning of Dhrumil and Lindsey's journey together. I'd like to take a moment and thank you in sharing this special day. I especially like to welcome Dhrumil into our family and his parents, Raj and Mitesh. I'd like to thank everyone for attending, especially those who are from out of town. Lindsey, I love you, and I'm so proud of you and everything you've accomplished in your life. I'm sure you'll be a wonderful wife and mother. You have a kind, caring heart. You have never settled for anything in your life. You've always strived for the absolute best. I'm honored that I can be entrusting Dhrumil with your heart and life together. What can I say about Dhrumil? He's everything I would have looked for in a son-in-law. I'm delighted that he'll be joining our family. And a little marriage advice. Marriage is a beautiful thing. You guys will learn to help each other, meet each other's needs as you go through life. Continue to make her happy as you have been, and everything will be fine. And remember, happy wife, happy life.
I'm learning that.
So would you all now please join me in toasting the bride and groom? May you have many years of light, love, and laughter, as you bring your adventure together. May the road be smooth and full of happy memories.
Most of the people over here know Dhrumil well. However, I would like to recognize a couple of things about him. When Dhrumil went to college, I, like any other father, gave him some advice. And I said, son, I want you to go to college. I want you to be book smart, but I also want you to be street smart. Well, we all know Dhrumil. So he focused on the street smart, and he did the book smart only when necessary. But I have to acknowledge that it is his street smart that has got him the job that where he is today, and it is his book smart that has allowed him to prosper in that job. So I guess at the end of the day, he knew better as what's going to work for him. The other thing I would like to mention is his personality. Everyone who's close to him knows that he's a very genuine person. You see it in his laughter. He always laughs wholeheartedly. He will say it the way he sees it, but he does not carry any grudges. He's a very practical person. In fact, I have learned a lot from him. When I'm stressed and we talk about something, he'll always tell me, Dad, is that a life-changing event? If not, let it go. Why are you changing your life for that? So live your life. Don't let that event bother you. And it are these wonderful qualities that always make him seem like a happy-go-lucky person. But truly, he's a happy person, but he's not happy-go-lucky. He's worked hard to be where he is. So Dhrumil, although you have given us many sleepless nights, we are extremely proud of the man that you have grown to be and what you have achieved so far in life. We truly believe that you will achieve much more. We love you more than what we can express. We are also very happy that you chose Lindsey to be your life partner. We could not have imagined another person to be so perfectly complementary to the man that you are. Lindsey, we wish to thank you for agreeing to marry our son. You all should thank her too, otherwise you wouldn't be here having a good time. Lindsey, we also wish to thank you for taking a majority portion of the wedding planning. All of the hard work shows in what a wonderful time everybody has had this weekend. Agree? We cannot put it in words, the joy that we have in welcoming you into our family as our daughter. We could not have asked for a better person to be the guiding North Star in his life. Before Dhrumil moved to California, he had a choice of taking a job in Montreal or LA. He chose LA, which tells us matches are made in heaven. May God bless you both with a happy and successful life. Once again, thank you all for being here this evening with us.
So we are all Lindsey's younger sisters. This is Hallie, Katie, and myself, Kristen. So I'm going to be giving the speech today on behalf of all of us. So it's really important that I get all the details in the story straight, so I'm going to have some notes here. Just a few. I'll keep it on time, don't worry. So we have all had an individually unique but the most special relationship with Lindsey growing up. She's always been our big sister, but she's also been so much more than that. Sorry. Try not to turn to a puddle. You and me both. Thanks. Wow, what a crowd. Thank you guys. She's been the best role model to look up to and truly the best friend I think any of us could have ever asked for. Thanks, Holly. Lindsey is incredibly kind, smart, beautiful on the inside and out, passionate about what she believes in, and has the biggest heart. Growing up with 4 girls kept things fun for our parents, I'm sure. Lots of laughs, messes, but also a really small amount of fights and disagreements here and there. But one thing that we really never disagreed on was that Lindsey has always been someone that all 3 of us have looked up to. She has always set the bar incredibly high for us and has been there. Has always been there no matter what. Tissue? Thank you. Thanks, guys. We couldn't have picked a better possible person for Lindsey to be with than Dhrumil. He is so thoughtful, patient. I really need to stress patient, especially to put up with all of us. Really always keeping us laughing, and most importantly, takes such great care of Lindsey. This is such a special couple that they deserve their wedding day to be celebrated more than once. And I'm happy to say we have multiple wedding anniversaries to continue to keep celebrating them. Everyone that knows Lindsey knows very well that she's a planner. She knows every detail and has accounted for any possible change that could take place somewhere in the plan. As her and Dhrumil have had to plan this wedding countless times and question, are the flowers right? Is the food right? Is this date right? They have never had to question, is this marriage right or are they right? Because they truly could not be a more perfect match. We are so blessed to have these 2 incredible people in our life, and I could not be happier for you both. We all love you beyond words. Cheers to Mr. and Mrs. Desai, and many more happy memories to come.
My name is Drishti. I'm Dhrumil's twin sister, and it's a pleasure to have everyone here tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming out and celebrating with a beautiful couple. I want to start off by saying that I am incredibly, incredibly grateful for Dhrumil. Being a twin is definitely a very, very unique experience, and when you think about really, getting close to someone, 30 years maybe a long time, but the additional 9 months really makes a big difference. And those 9 months, there were a lot of kicks and kicks and kicks, but luckily those kicks have now turned into hugs, and I couldn't be happier. I want to first say a couple of things about why Dhrumil's personality and things that stand out to me about him are important. But let me first say that I am so thankful for you because you have graciously saved me from the ridiculous question that you get every year in school, which is like, tell me a fun fact about yourself. And I'm like, oh, thank God for my twin brother. I'm a twin. Oh my God, what's her name? It's a boy. Oh my God, so is he identical? I'm like, it's a boy. So thank you for making me instantly cooler, because this is the one and only time I will say this. I will admit that Dhrumil is definitely the cooler twin. I deny that from that fact beyond this point today. But all jokes aside, Dhrumil truly is my best friend. And I know I've said this a couple times before, but I have always said a lot that if Dhrumil asked me to jump off a bridge, I would blindly do it. I have full faith and trust in him. I would never question that. And when he's with me or around me, my guard is always down. I feel always protected. one of the things that really stands out to me about Dhrumil is the fact that he has always been there for me unconditionally. And that's, I know, very surface level, but I'll tell you a story of what really stood out to me. When we went to college, so for those of me that know me very well, I don't deal well with change. That can be even like a different weather on a day, but I'm like freaking out, having a panic attack, and everything is a disaster. And Dhrumil didn't talk to me when I planned my wedding, so kudos, Lindsey, you're still here. When we went to college, that was definitely a huge adjustment for me. We moved to a different state in the same week, and we had done everything together. I mean, we grew up together, we were all the same classes and everything. So I would call him, and I'm constantly freaking out. So what is really just a normal day for us is me on FaceTime sitting on his desk while he's doing whatever. I am totally just crying there, and he's just in his dorm room, it's like, it's fine, it's gonna be fine. Oh yeah, you wanna do that? Don't worry, I'm here for you. Oh, you wanna go get dinner? It's all right, I love you a lot. And I'm just, this is very normal, and it's totally okay. But that just very simple practice meant a lot to me, and honestly pulled me through so many initial college days, which I'm sure all of us have gone through, me more so than others. The second thing that I think really stands out to me about Dhrumil is that he has taught me a lot in my life. But I'll tell you guys a really funny story, and one that just exhibits his unique quality of his work ethic. But I'll put it into a deeper capacity. Dhrumil always puts in 105% into whatever he's doing, but it has to be something that he is truly, truly interested in. When he is really, really young, Dhrumil loves video games, and I say that in past tense, and it's not past tense, that's also current today. But he absolutely loves video games, and he used to be like, if this is the TV, like this is Dhrumil, and he's like really into it and really into it. And behind us, you can see the kitchen, and my mom used to be cooking in the kitchen, and she'd always say, like if she yells his name, she's like, Dhrumil, Dhrumil. He's definitely not paying attention, and there's a running joke in our family that like, if the kitchen is on fire and I'm dying, you'll never know. Well, one day, we asked Dhrumil, the kitchen did not blow up, thank God. One day we asked Dhrumil, in the middle of his video game, God forbid, to go and get the mail. And my mom is hysterically laughing because she knows exactly what's gonna happen. So we asked him to go get the mail. Now, again, he's very, very dedicated to this video game. He has to win, it's the next level. Whatever, you guys get it. Okay? We're waiting for an important mail, so my mom asked him to go get the mail. We are standing like in the kitchen, and we can see the mailbox, and I'm not exaggerating, okay? Dhrumil walks out to the mailbox, and we're walking, and we were watching him, and he looked at it, and then he left. And he walked back inside, and we were like, dude, did you get the mail? And he's like, is that what I was supposed to do? So that is the amount of dedication not only that Dhrumil has for video games, but to his work ethic, to a lot of other things in his life, and it's honestly taught me to be so dedicated to the things that I also do. And thirdly, Dhrumil is the life of the party. I'm sure that everyone here can attest to that fact as well. We all know that his laugh is absolutely contagious. One day we were on a field trip, and we were all loading the bus back on the field trip, and when I got on the bus, I was like, I don't see him, I don't see him, he's not on the bus. But I was like, he'll come. And then the teacher called a roll call to make sure that we were all there. And, not on the bus, not on the bus. I'm like, Nicole, do you see Dhrumil? Do you see Dhrumil? The teacher's like freaking out, like, oh my God, we lost a student. And we hear him laugh in the back of the bus. And I remember that we looked at each other, we're like, he's here. She's like, I don't see him. We're like, he's here, we promise, we can hear him, we know. His laugh is absolutely contagious, and everything that he's done up until this point, he puts his heart and soul into, and he is just amazing at doing that. But I remember a conversation I had with him one day, and he was sitting in the car, and we had just come back from hanging out with our friends, and I had distinctly told him that, dude, you were on a roll tonight, like really, really funny. And he stopped. He stopped, and he looked at me, and he said, if I could in my life make people laugh that much for every single person that I pass in my life, I would be happy. And that I do remember, and I will say that you have always put it a priority to make other people around you feel so special, feel included, always laughing. But when you met Lindsey, you shifted that priority to her. And it was always about, how can you make Lindsey happy? What can you do to make her smile? And obviously today you have fully succeeded. And when I'm around the two of you and I close my eyes and I picture her, I always picture her smiling. And that is truly the embodiment of both of your relationship. So Dhrumil, 30 years and 9 months is really hard to put into 5 minutes, but you know that I love you with all of my heart. And Lindsey, you're the sister I never knew that I needed. And I am so, so thankful for you, because having you come into this family was one of the most exciting and magical experiences that we've seen, because the four of us are really, really close. So having 2 other people join our family was a big deal for us. But Lindsey, having you take on the Desai name and be a partner for my brother has been more than I could have ever imagined. But you being my sister was definitely the best part of that. So I call my brother pretty often, and whenever I end the conversation, I say, I love you. But talking about significant others, he tells me, I love you too, but I love Vishal more.
Hey. I love him the most, though. For those who don't know me, I'm Vishal. I'm Drushi's husband, and that makes me the brother-in-law of this handsome groom here. You know, me and Drushi have been together for a little over 10 years now, and I don't know if anyone here in this room is fortunate enough to be married or in a relationship with a twin, but that also means that I've been with Dhrumil for a little over 10 years. And it's been a beautiful experience. You know, I can go on length talking about how hilarious Dhrumil is. I can talk about how kind-hearted Lindsey is, but there's not enough time in the world. There's literally not enough time. So I'm just gonna say a few things. The first is, Dhrumil, I love you. You're my brother, you're not my brother-in-law. You always have been. And I'm so happy for you that you found your soulmate in Lindsey. And Lindsey, I could not have asked for a better sister to join this Desai household. You and I both know it can get a little crazy at times. A little, not too much, but in the best way. And we're joining this, again, another very close-knit, loving family, and I promise that I'll be with you through all the fast Gujarati that's being spoke. I don't know either a lot, just smile and nod, smile and nod. You know, I will end with this. When I was younger, my mom used to tell me this, and actually at our wedding, my sister said this to us. So I will say it to you guys as well and pass this along. And it's that love is a verb. It's an action that we choose to do every day. And no couple embodies that choice more so than Dhrumil and Lindsey. And on that note, let's raise our glasses. Congratulations, we love you, and let's party.
Everyone here has really, we have a special story with kind of each of you in your own different way, and you guys have really helped build, and I believe continue to build, the story and chapters of our life together. And it's just, the past couple days, you know, really just all our lives, but we are starting to seeing all the love and just beautifulness that's here between everyone. And it fills my heart. It really does. And I just want to let it be known that we appreciate the heck out of it. And we are so happy that all of you are here. Let's get the drink started. Let's get the party started. And let's get on the dance floor!
I did beneath the trees, hearing you tell stories while I tried to sit and read. I've seen my share of storms, but in your voice I found my peace. So I laugh until my stomach hurts while you lie there next to me. But baby, there's no way that I won't cry when I see you walking there, that I all eternity wrapped in one space and time. It's in your eyes, dressed in white to be my bride. I found love and courage are like two hearts in a dance. Wherever the one goes, the other dares to take a chance. So I took a knee, now I get to take your hand. And with you by my side, I'm stronger than I've ever been. Oh, but baby, there's no way that I won't cry when I see you walking there, that I all eternity wrapped in one space and time. It's in your eyes, dressed in white to be my bride. Oh, be my bride. Oh, for the rest of my life. Baby, there's no way that I won't cry when I remember you walking down that aisle. All eternity in history, my dreams and my delight are in your eyes, dressed in white, and I'm gonna hold you every night, my bride.